Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to Diz Connected, an unofficial Disney podcast of magical proportions. I'm Whit Laxon, your Disney enthusiast host, and joining me, as always, via Skype is my friend and fellow Disney enthusiast, Katie Carter. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Whit.
Hello. Happy New Year. We're kind of a few days in now, or a good week or so in, but Happy New Year to ya.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, too.
Yeah, I hope you had a good holiday, Diz the season, as we said this year, we Disney fans. But yeah, we are going to be talking today, Katie, about all of the fun things happening in 2017 for the Walt Disney Company. So movies, TV, the parks, all that fun stuff. I do want to start, though, of course, with some sad news. The passing of really an icon, two icons, but two Disney icons to an extent, I guess you could say. But Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher, I mean, oh my goodness, Katie. Like, I know that you are a film, we're both really big into film, but I know that you have really, been a classic film fan for a long time. And so this was just a really tough one. It was tough, especially to end a year, 2016, where we lost so many fantastic, public figures. So I think we both were just texting each other like, how is this happening when all of the news was coming out?
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of shocking. I mean, with Carrie Fisher at first, when I first heard about her in the hospital, my heart just kind of stopped. And then to have her mother, Debbie Reynolds, so suddenly pass away right after her, it was just shocking. And I mean, of course, they're mother and daughter, but they're both such icons in their own right. So to lose two such iconic show business people, it's really tough. And I mean, Star Wars and Singing in the Rain are two of my absolute all-time favorite movies. So yeah, I really felt that one.
Yeah, Singing in the Rain is one of my favorite classic films. And, they both did kind of have a connection to Disney more recently with Carrie Fisher and the Star Wars, franchise being taken over by Disney. But Debbie Reynolds, of course, our generation, we remember from the Halloween Town movies on Disney Channel.
I know.
And there was just so much from, I guess, millennials just on social media about, R.I.P. Grandma Aggie, because we really kind of connected to her through those movies. And then, of course, later on, we sort of learned, wow, she was a true Hollywood, star back in the day. And I still think she's one of the last, or she was one of the last, like, huge Hollywood names from that era. But yeah, just a really sad way to end 2016. A bummer. Yeah. And of course, thoughts and prayers to her family, to their family. We will discuss Star Wars Episode 8 a little bit later, of course, and maybe talk about how Carrie Fisher, will be seen in that, her last role, I guess. But you watched their documentary, I saw, right?
I did, yeah. I watched it yesterday, Bright Lights, which is on HBO now. And it was originally supposed to be released in March, and HBO moved it up to this weekend. And it's really, I mean, especially, even if they hadn't just passed away, it's still a very emotional and eye-opening look into their lives. But so soon after losing both of them, I mean, it's kind of hard to watch, really, but it does give you a look into both their careers and their personal lives, and this great relationship that they had with each other, all the bantering, but obviously the love between them. So I definitely recommend watching that. Grab your tissues, but it's good.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we could have done a whole episode just talking about the legacies of both of those women. But, hate to start off on a sad note like that. But, again, just thoughts and prayers with their family. It's so sad. And I guess to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, award season is here, which is a very exciting time for movie fans like us.
Yes.
And for Disney fans, it was an exciting night at the Golden Globes because Zootopia took home Best Animated Feature, which was really exciting. And, I'm happy because I really want Zootopia to be the big winner this award season. A little bummed that Moana is not going to at least take away some, awards in the music categories.
Right.
Because La La Land, but,
Yeah.
Yay Zootopia.
Yeah. I was excited that they won, and I do think the way things are shaping up with award season, that's going to be Zootopia's year come Oscar time.
Well, we talked about that with our Moana review a little bit, if you want to go back and listen to that. But I know you're sad about Lin-Manuel not really going to get his Oscar glory this year.
I mean, a few months ago, I was just so hyped, Lin's going to get his Oscar this year. It's going to be great. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, it's not going to happen.
Oh, man. As soon as I heard How Far I'll Go, I was like, oh, congratulations, Lin-Manuel.
Right.
You got this.
Right.
But that would happen the year that this musical of La La Land, which is so good. Oh, my goodness. So
which I will say,
great.
I mean, La La Land is very good, but I do think some of the songs in Moana are definitely better.
I agree.
So.
I agree that if you're gonna compare How Far I'll Go to what's the one?
City of Stars. Yeah.
Okay, I love City of Stars, but that's not the strongest song in the film in La La Land. You think so? I think
it's up there.
Okay, I mean, I think her audition song is the one that I would have picked. But anyway, I still am very excited about Ali'i, getting to possibly perform this at the Oscars if that gets nominated. That's so exciting. She's gonna kill it. What?
Oh yeah. I mean, I love her voice. I think that would just be so exciting. I mean, it's definitely gonna happen, I'd say. So yeah, looking forward to that.
And maybe Lin-Manuel can kind of be involved with that performance somehow.
That would be awesome.
But he's more than likely going to have more opportunities with Disney. We already know that the Little Mermaid thing, but his time will come, I guess, with Disney at least. So
I hope so.
It's not like he's lacking in the awards department anyway.
Right.
So again, though, congrats to Zootopia. The Oscar nominations will be out on the 24th. Is that right?
Yes.
I think so. 24th.
Right.
Okay. Can't wait for that. But moving on to our little discussion of the day, we're going to really be having a huge discussion because we're going to talk about all the things that are happening in 2017 for Disney. And, let's start with movies because that's the big exciting category, I would say, this year. And before we get to theatrical releases, I do want to mention that we already know what Blu-ray will be coming out at the beginning of the year, and that's going to be the 1940 animated Disney classic Pinocchio. So excited. And I texted you about this today, and you didn't even know.
I probably did hear about it a long time ago and just erased it from my memory, so... But yes, exciting. I love Pinocchio.
Yes.
And it's going to look amazing in Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I don't think I have Pinocchio. No, I know that I don't have Pinocchio on Blu-ray. And I don't remember them releasing it ever a part of their little, what was it, the Diamond Edition Blu-ray? I don't know.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think it's ever been released on Blu-ray. And I own it, but I have the DVD of the 70th anniversary edition.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of old.
Gotcha. This will be the Walt Disney Signature Collection Blu-ray of Pinocchio. Such a groundbreaking film. And as we talked about, I think over the summer in our little animation eras series, we talked about how Pinocchio had such an impact later on so many animated films. So it's a very important one, and I'm very excited about the Blu-ray release. And I honestly haven't watched Pinocchio in a long time, so I can't wait to just go back and rewatch it for the first time in a while. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what sort of new special features they put on the Blu-ray, because there's got to be something awesome on there. So.
Theatrical releases, though. We just got to get into this because Beauty and the Beast, it's coming March 17th. I cannot even contain myself. I don't think we've really talked much on this podcast since, the trailers and everything have been released. So what has been your reaction to what we've been given so far.
Well, I will say that I really love Emma Watson's voice in the snippets that we've heard. And I mean, a lot of people have been like hating on it. I think that she has a lovely voice, and I think it fits the character very well. And so I do like that part. I'm more concerned over the visuals still. I'm not crazy about a lot of the character design and the costume design. I mean, they've been releasing some images of like the dresses and all that, and I just really haven't been impressed like I thought I would. And I think that somebody commented, I read that they said that they didn't think that it had any vision, and I'd agree with that. It just it's not very imaginative in the way that they reimagined, say, like the dress in Cinderella and all of that. So that's a little disappointing, but I mean, I'm not giving up all hope on the movie based on that.
Yeah. I would agree. I think I'm not overwhelmed by it, but I've got to say, just the trailers, the TV spots that have come out, every time I've been like shaking with excitement. You know, regardless of if it's, you know, just how I was expecting it to be or anything like that. But I agree with that. It's not the most imaginative, you know, set design and that sort of thing. The look of it's not exactly what I expected. Someone tweeted about how it's like they just decided to turn the saturation all the way up on this movie. And that's kind of what it looks like from what I've seen. It's very like hard, the visuals of it.
Yeah.
The singing, though, I'm fine with Emma Watson's voice too. I don't think it's like amazing because we've gotten like one good snippet, really two if you count this most recent Golden Globes TV spot that they released. And she's very, very British, which we knew.
Right.
Like we knew.
Right.
I don't know. Like sometimes you have British singers who, when they sing, you can't necessarily tell they have an accent. But she definitely still has a thick accent with her singing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Even though, didn't you point out that this is like a French? It takes place in France.
Yeah. I mean, that's another issue that I have with this is that they seem to be trying to keep it true to this. What would it be, like 18th century French setting in terms of like the costumes and everything. But at the same time, they're saying, oh, well, this Belle's going to be modern and she's not going to wear corsets and all of this. And it's like, well, you know, ladies in that time, that kind of wasn't a thing. So you got to make up your mind which way you're going to go with this. You can't have it both ways. There's no French actors at all in the cast of this movie. So... and I guess Ewan McGregor is really the only one like attempting a French accent as Lumiere. Everybody else is just going to be British.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit like, okay, it's not going to be as good as the original or anything like that. So I need to calm it down, I guess. But there is a great like Facebook Live Q&A with the cast on like the Beauty and the Beast Facebook page that I watched. So if you want to check that out, I enjoyed that. They really seemed like they were very passionate about making this movie, although it was kind of a silly like Q&A kind of thing. But they did seem very passionate, and I cannot wait for more like press junkets and that sort of thing. Because this was made a while back. Like, they shot this like 2015, which, you know, it's 2017 now, but... yeah, so the next film that we have the most footage from so far, I guess, would be Cars 3. And, okay, Pixar, like, what you doing here? Like, they are taking a totally different route with this movie, for sure, because Cars 2 was terrible. Cars 1, I don't mind. Like, it's not the best Pixar movie, of course, but it's cute, I think. And, so this will be out this summer. June 26th is the release date. What you think so far? We've gotten like a teaser trailer, 2 teaser trailers. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks serious.
It looks very serious.
It does. And I mean...
no Mater.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I think I only saw Cars 2 the one time in theaters, so I can't say that I remember it. But from what I do remember, that movie was very silly. Mm-hmm. And I think it was mostly about Mater. So... right. this time around, they seem to be going back to Lightning McQueen's story, and him wanting to race and having to overcome all these obstacles to get there. But compared to the first film, it does look, it just has like a more darker tone. I mean, the race scenes that they showed in the trailer are very intense.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a marketing thing, I would say. Like, the movie may not be as dark or serious as we think.
Yeah.
But, or as they're leading us to believe, but they're doing a good job of getting people interested, because we were not really all that interested in Cars 3. Like, remember when they announced, like, oh, there's going to be a Toy Story 4, an Incredibles 2, and a Cars 3, and everybody was like, really? A Cars 3? Ew, we don't want that. So
they've succeeded in grabbing my attention, and I think a lot of other people's too. I think they're probably trying to kind of hop on this train of, oh, everything has to be dark and gritty, even though that's not true. But yeah, I'll be interested, I guess, to see when they release a fuller trailer, what the tone is then.
Yeah, because we really didn't even see Lightning McQueen in these trailers, or his face, I guess, his face, whatever you want to say there. But it sounds like there's going to be like a new high-tech car. I think they said, what was it, Jackson Thunder or something? I don't remember. Okay. Oh. And then there's going to be a car voiced by Cristela Alonso from, I think that's her name, and she had that short-lived ABC sitcom. So she's a comedian, and she's really funny. But yeah, like you said, they have my attention as well. So the second movie from Pixar, because we're getting no Disney animation this year, but 2 Pixar films, and that's going to be Coco, which will be November 22nd. And we've heard about this movie. It's like a Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos kind of thing. And we've gotten some concept art. I think we've gotten some like synopsis kind of information. And from what I've read, it seems really interesting. And hey, Pixar doing like a musical kind of music influenced movie. First time ever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I mean, when they said it was going to be a musical, I was definitely sold. And I think these kind of more Latin flavored musicals aren't something that's really done that much, so that's going to be different. And it's an original story, which we haven't seen too much. I mean, I know we've had Inside Out and Good Dinosaur recently from Pixar that were original stories, but we keep hearing about all these sequels that they're doing, so it's exciting to be getting something original from them that could also be really great, like Inside Out, for example. So I'm excited for it. I think the look of it's really cool. I mean, Dia de los Muertos is always very colorful, and I'm excited to see more of the design and animation for that, because I think it's going to look really cool.
Yeah, the storyline sounds really interesting too, if you have a chance to go read up on that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I'm with you. An original Pixar movie, I want more. Yet I really want my Incredibles too. Still, so it's coming.
Eventually.
It's coming.
Someday.
Yeah, eventually. We are also, of course, getting some Marvel films. I'll let you talk about those, okay? Because I know that's sort of your category. But first, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy, a sequel to that, Volume 2, right?
It is, Volume 2. Yeah, I don't know much about it plot-wise. Actually, I don't even know if they've really released what it's about. But we've seen a couple teaser trailers for it. And, I mean, if you like the first Guardians, I think this, looks to be along the same lines as far as the humor and the music and the action and all of that. We've got all the characters coming back, except instead of Groot, we now have Baby Groot, which is very cute. And I mean, it looks fun, I think. And I love the first Guardians. I thought it was one of the best sci-fi movies I had seen in a long time when it came out. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, May 3rd will be the release date. It's going to kick off the summer. But the first one was a really big hit, even though
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually watched the full thing. Sorry.
Oh, no.
But it was like a really big... And I hate that. I need to watch it. But
Me
it
too.
was kind of like a surprise hit, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Almost.
based on these characters that really no one who's not like very familiar with Marvel Comics has really heard of. So it was kind of a gamble for Marvel, I guess, to go in and say, okay, we're going to make this movie and it's going to have a talking raccoon and a tree and some aliens and we're just going for it. So, yeah, but I mean, it definitely harkens back to like the original Star Wars and all of that in terms of the tone, which I think was very appealing to a lot of people, including myself. So, yeah. And I mean, the second one's probably going to be just as big of a hit.
And the volume 2 thing is kind of a reference to like, and tell me if I'm wrong, but like the cassette tape thing, right?
Yeah.
Because the soundtrack for the first movie was like a big deal.
Yeah, it
So-
was. I mean, it's all these, I guess I'd say probably mostly 60s, 70s era rock hits that are all on this mixtape. And then at the end of the movie, he finds the mixtape volume 2. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's on the soundtrack for the second one, because I do have the soundtrack for the first one and I love it. It's they did a really good job integrating the music with all of that. So
Cool. And for our Disneyland people, of course, they will be getting Guardians of the Galaxy renovation at Tower of Terror this year. So, and Tower of Terror, it's the renovation has begun for that. So, what's it called? Like Breakout or something?
I think it's Mission
about
Breakout.
Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
We talked about it, I remember, on another podcast. But yeah, so that's going to happen this summer along with the release of that movie. All right. And so also, Katie, a Marvel movie that's coming out this summer, another reboot, Spider-Man Homecoming, July 7th. And Spider-Man is like totally my favorite, like comic book character and all that, always has been my favorite superhero. But this is like the first time that Disney's kind of been involved with the Spider-Man franchise. Of course, he was in the latest Captain America movie, but again, this is your thing. So how excited are you for Spider-Man Homecoming?
I'm so excited. I am like 100 times more excited than I thought I would be after they released that first trailer. And I think they just really nailed it in terms of the tone. It looks like it's going to be, pretty lighthearted, really funny. But also with Tom Holland, they've cast somebody as Peter Parker / Spider-Man who's actually the right age for the character. And they seem to be focusing more on, he's in high school, he's awkward, he's not popular, and kind of dealing with all these problems that he has with that and with growing up, and all at the same time taking on this big responsibility of trying to be a hero. And I think that it looks great, and he seems to be fitting into the role really nicely. I mean, we saw him in Civil War, like you said, and I thought that he did really well there. This movie's also going to have Iron Man in it. He's kind of like his mentor. That's how it's shaping up to be. And it just looks really fun. And it doesn't look like it'll be kind of the, same old origin story.
Thank goodness.
That they usually start out with. I mean, we've already established in Civil War he was already Spider-Man, so we know that's happening, and I think they're just going to get right into it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this a lot too. As I said, he's like my favorite superhero. Okay, and so explain, like, for people who don't understand, like, this is a Sony / Marvel thing, Marvel universe, because Spider-Man has not been a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that we've known for a few years now, with like the Avengers and stuff. I mean, he is now, but for a long time.
Film rights to the character, at least, belong to Sony, so that's where the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, and I guess also the ones with Tobey Maguire came from there. So for a while, I'm sure that Disney and Marvel wanted to have Spider-Man in their movies, but they were not able to because another company owned the film rights for the character. So finally worked out some sort of deal, I guess, so Disney can use him in the movies. And yeah, it's kind of shaping up to be the team up that everyone's been waiting for. It's very exciting.
Yep, can't wait. And another Thor movie coming out this fall, though, right? Holiday movie season.
That is true, in November. Yeah. Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Wow. November 3rd.
The third movie in the Thor series, which is the worst series of all the Marvel movies. Those movies are terrible. So I'm not super excited for this, but I was a little bit more excited when I heard that they'd be including some other heroes in this one, including Doctor Strange. So, yeah.
And the Hulk, right?
We'll see. I guess so. I mean, I was really just focused on Doctor Strange, to be honest. But
I'm sure you were. Man, I just gotta say, I was doing so good for a long time. I saw all of these Marvel movies, and then I think I missed Captain America Winter Soldier, which I know was a while back.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's just been like, well, I missed one, so I'm behind. But anyway, that's what's happening this year as far as Marvel films. Other big franchise coming again. Oh my goodness, another Pirates of the Caribbean. Really, really? Dead Men Tell No Tales. May 26th. I'm assuming that's Memorial Day weekend. We saw the trailer for this a few months back, or the first trailer they released, and I think we were saying on the podcast that we barely watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been forced to watch it in movie theaters since then.
Yeah,
so I mean, I have seen it now, but the villain, I guess, should be interesting. He's played by Javier Bardem, and he's always very good at being villainy.
It's like a ghost thing, like they're ghost pirates or something I read. So yeah, and there are going to be some new characters, and I could have sworn that I heard Will Turner was coming back.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. But I mean, we haven't seen anything about that in any of the footage released, and actually Jack Sparrow wasn't in any of the teasers either. So
it's true.
I don't know.
I just think about when the Pirates movies were so exciting.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I mean, they're still those first two are definitely still so good and so much fun to watch. You know, I can at least forgive the bad sequels based on those two, I guess. But yeah, it's just kind of sad to watch Disney keep pushing this so far. It's can we please just end it and be happy with what we've got, because we got a couple good movies out of it, and it's time to move on.
And let's move on ourselves, because there are some other films. Do you want to mention there will be one of those Disney nature films that's coming out? That's in April. It's called Born in China. So pandas, yay! I never go see those so much, but they've continued that franchise really well, I feel like.
Yeah, I kept up with it for the first several films that they did, and I've kind of fallen behind on those. But they're very good, and they're entertaining and educational, both for adults and kids, which is nice. And it continues the legacy of Walt Disney when he started doing the true life adventures in the 40s. So I'm always happy to see that they keep doing that, and those are successful.
Me too. So that will be out around Earth Day, April 21st. And then to end the year, of course, the biggest franchise of all, Star Wars Episode 8. I mean, I'm still over here trying to catch my breath from Rogue One, but I'm so ready for Episode 8. Yes.
I know. And I'm just thinking ever since Rogue One came out, one of my main thoughts has been anytime now they're going to drop a teaser for Episode 8.
We have that very short behind the scenes Episode 8 little thing they released. Remember that? I mean, it wasn't much of anything, but
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So to get us excited.
More.
You do need more. We all need more. But that is happening December 15th. Oh man, can't wait. And then, of course, we were going to talk about Carrie Fisher being in that movie. And that's been a big discussion online I've seen. Just, it wasn't immediate, but I would say, a good week after she passed, I think I started seeing a lot of articles about, what are they going to do? Because Princess Leia didn't have a huge role in Episode 7, but she was prominent enough. And then I've read that she was maybe supposed to have bigger roles in episode 8 and episode 9. And from what I understand, I'm sure you know more than I do, she had wrapped filming for episode 8.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she wrapped filming episode 8. They have said that she does have a much bigger role in episode 8. And supposedly she was supposed to have an even bigger role than that in episode 9. And I had heard, I guess last week, they had to call a meeting at Lucasfilm to kind of figure out what to do with the story for that film since she's no longer around. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to have to not just adjust the overall story, but I guess find a fitting end to her character. And I don't know, that's going to be really hard to do, I think, in a way that is respectful to Carrie Fisher, the actress, but also Princess Leia, the character, and the Star Wars movies. So it's kind of a tricky situation.
Yeah. Hopefully she will, shine. I'm sure she will. I'm sure they will make sure that she's featured very well in episode 8. And hopefully they'll figure all that out. But it's sad.
Yeah. But I mean, I just keep thinking though, how lucky were we to get to have all of those actors from the original Star Wars together again for Force Awakens to at least have that. I mean, that was incredible, and that was something that I don't think any of us ever thought would happen. So
for sure. And hopefully her daughter and Debbie Reynolds' granddaughter Billie Lourd will get to maybe continue in the series or for episode 9 because she does have a small role in this new trilogy, but that will be December 15th. We don't know a lot yet. We don't really know anything, I guess.
They just released an article earlier I was reading where the director Ryan Johnson was saying, we know the title, but we're still not going to tell you what the title of the movie is.
We don't know the title.
So, we don't know anything. Except he did say that it does pick up right where Force Awakens left off. So I imagine we're going to open on that island with Rey and Luke. But that's it.
That's exciting. Remember, though, when they were shooting and we got those behind-the-scenes pictures?
Yes.
And the one where
Daisy Ridley was carrying Mark Hamill,
yes.
like Luke and Yoda. That was great. That made my life.
Good times.
Yes.
Good times. Didn't it though? I'm so ready to see Daisy Ridley again. Loved Felicity Jones, but Daisy Ridley. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see her back.
She's amazing.
So let's talk about TV though, because there is a little bit to talk about there. And okay, I didn't realize this was coming so soon, but when I was looking it up, Tangled, the series, which is titled Tangled Before Ever After, is coming out in March. So that's not far. And I'm really looking forward to this. We have a teaser that's been released, and the cast is back. And I don't feel like there's anything new to say about this. We've been talking about this since the beginning on this podcast, but I love Tangled. I'm Team Tangled, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait too. And I was just thinking earlier, Disney used to do all these animated television shows based on these popular movies like Little Mermaid and Aladdin. They even did Emperor's New Groove and all that, and Tarzan.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, but it's been a long time since they've done that with any of their movies. So this is kind of going to be the first TV series based on any of the Disney movies from this new era. So it's kind of exciting that they're doing that for a new generation of fans, but also people like us who remember those old shows, and we'll look forward to seeing this. So
because those were really fun.
Yeah.
They really were.
Oh yeah.
Remember how they had crossovers, that Aladdin and Hercules crossover episode?
Oh, I don't remember that.
You don't? You got it. I hope that's on YouTube because you need to watch that. Because there was a Hercules series and Aladdin, and they did a crossover.
Yeah. I definitely, Aladdin was my show.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Just to transition here, another Toon Disney show that I watched, well, it wasn't originally on Toon Disney, but DuckTales, oh my goodness, coming back this year.
It is.
And we know the cast now. They released this hilarious video of them singing the theme song. And I'm ready. I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm so excited. David Tennant is voicing Scrooge McDuck, and he is one of my favorite people ever. So, and yeah.
Yeah, looking at the cast here, I mean, you may not recognize some of these names, but if you look up the faces, like you're like, oh yeah. So that's very exciting for sure. So yeah, can't wait. And that's coming this summer. We don't have a lot of footage from it. We have some like pictures and that sort of thing. What do you think about the artwork?
I think it's fine. I think that it obviously resembles the original show, but at the same time, it's a bit edgier, I guess, to fit in with a more modern style. So I like it so far.
Yeah. So can't wait for that. Woo! Yes. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. That was terrible. Sorry. But yeah, might solve a mystery. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. No. But Big Hero 6, that's also happening. That's just titled Big Hero 6, the series. Again, we've been talking about that since it was announced, and that's really exciting too. Like, again, another big hit for the animation company in this revival era, bringing it to TV. That will be on Disney XD with DuckTales. Of course, Tangled will be on Disney Channel, but yeah. And then I think the most anticipated event, the TV event of the year, Katie, Descendants 2. I know you're ready.
Oh no.
It's happening. It's coming.
Why?
But I think all of the cast is back, and they've also added like China Anne McClain, and I think we talked about this once before, and we were not excited then. We're not excited now. Sorry.
No excitement. No excitement.
Yeah, not looking forward to Descendants 2, but we will be watching, I'm sure.
Of course.
We're going to hate watch.
Exactly.
Hate watch. Can't wait. Okay, so we've done TV, movies. Let's talk about the parks. I think the big story this year for the parks is, of course, Pandora, the world of Avatar. And that is going to be opening in Animal Kingdom this summer. And that's been a long time coming. It really has. And I've become less and less excited as the years have gone by, honestly. But it's coming, finally.
I mean, it's been a long time making the park, and it's been a really long time since that movie even came out. And I don't think, nobody cares anymore. I know that they're supposed to have all these sequels coming out and all that, but I just don't think anybody cares anymore.
No, because it was not a movie that, like, I mean, it's only been a few years, but it's not standing the test of time. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, for all the money that it made and all that, no.
Like, I don't think people like that movie anymore.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
It has some issues.
Yes. But hey, it's going to make a beautiful park, or a beautiful little area in Animal Kingdom, I think. I hope.
Some footage, what was it, from Destination Disney of the animatronics that they're using for Avatar, and they're amazing. I mean, they look like real living things.
Oh,
and they're not, and it freaks me out a little bit. Yeah. But it looks amazing.
Oh, they showed some great footage on the Disney Parks Christmas Day thing, and so it got me interested and excited. But again, I'm just kind of like, okay, like this was such a long time, and I don't care anymore, but yay. Also, Animal Kingdom, like, when is Rivers of Light gonna be a thing? I don't even know if I should even say that's something that's coming this year, because who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Oh, and I met up with a friend who I see probably like once a year over Christmas break, and her friends like started working down at Disney. And she was saying, oh, yeah, they're like tech people and all this. And I'm like, and she was saying they were working on something in Animal Kingdom. And I was like, oh, is it Rivers of Light? And she said, yeah. And I was like, oh, my goodness. So, and she was telling me just about all the, trouble that they'd been through with that show. Otherwise, I'm thinking park stuff. The Main Street Electrical Parade is about to debut at Disneyland return to Disneyland. And they have a beautiful, like, video trailer thing for it, and it's great. Didn't you love that?
It is. I loved it. I mean, that I think for anybody who wasn't super excited about the electrical parade going back and kind of pushing out Paint the Night, I think that they're excited again, and I think they took the right approach in really capitalizing on all the nostalgia associated with it, and going back to where it all began.
Yep. Go watch that, people. Go watch that. Okay, and our final topic today, Katie. Oh my goodness. The D23 convention, it's coming again. It happens every 2 years, and it's that time. So that will be this summer. What are the dates? Like July?
It's the 14th through 17th.
Okay. Of July. Okay.
July.
Yeah.
Mid-July.
And guys, Katie is officially going. So if you're a big fan of Katie, which let me just say, somebody commented on our videos or on one of our podcasts and they were like, does Katie have a YouTube channel? And I was like, okay. Yeah. So you have fans, Katie, a fan. Anyway.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great.
I was like, no, but all of her social media, it's in the description below. So, but yeah, you could meet Katie this summer at D23, guys. She might even have her own panel. Yeah. No.
Yeah, let's do a meet and greet.
Yes,
It'll be great.
A meet and greet. Yes. I like it. But how excited are you? Now, I got to say, I'm trying to go too. So don't count me out. I'm trying to make it happen.
I really hope that you get
I'm
to
determined.
go.
Like, I'm not even playing. Like, I'm, like, in my mind, it's happening. So.
Well, make it happen.
I'm going to try. But how excited are you, Katie?
I'm very excited. I especially wanted to go this year because of Star Wars Episode 8. I wanted to make sure I made it to at least one of the D23s that were kind of associated with one of the new Star Wars movies, and hopefully get to see some people from that. But yeah, I mean, I go to a lot of conventions, but I've never been to one that is like set to a specific theme.
Right.
So I'm excited to go to something where it's just everything is going to be all of the things that I love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to go to Disneyland while I'm there, of course, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think it'll be amazing. I just know the last one, like, I think I sat on my phone that whole weekend just watching all the announcements come out. So to be there would just be even better. So hopefully we can make that happen. But yeah, I guess that's kind of the list of topics I wanted to talk about for the year. And hopefully we will get to do some more podcasts throughout 2017. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Diz Connected. Katie, thanks so much for joining me as always.
Well, thanks for having me back.
Of course, be sure to check out mine and Katie's social media links in the description below. And for more Diz Connected content, be sure to follow at Disney_Connected on Instagram. And until next time, have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon, folks.